Emotionally intuitive is an asset when it comes to business intelligence, but being ruled by your emotions can have some significant negative consequences. How can we, as women, separate personal emotions from our business decisions? Welcome to WOMEL. We're a community designed to empower women to positively address the unique challenges and stresses they face in business. In this video, we're going to discuss how to recognize when we're being driven by feeling as opposed to strategy or logic. We're going to talk about the tactics you can employ to stay objective. But before we do, make sure you subscribe to WOMEL so you can be the first to see our regularly uploaded videos. As women in the workplace, you've probably heard some offhand comment about how females, especially those in positions of leadership or management, tend to be more irrational and aggressive because of their emotions and/or hormones. It's an unfortunate stereotype that's hung around long after the myths have been debunked. You only must look at the origins of a long female-associated word, hysteria. It comes from the Greek root hystera, meaning uterus. Originally, it was believed that hysteria and hysterical symptoms were caused by a defect in the womb, and thus only women could become hysterical. We as women still contend with this idea in current society. Women are typically considered less reasonable. When we're upset, we get asked whether we're on our period. When we're not upset and instead feeling emotionally level, we're considered cold. This horrendous catch-22 leaves us with only one socially acceptable option. Smiling and acting warmly toward those around us is the only attitude considered appropriate for us. For women, reasonableness is simply not a social expectation. Smiles are. So, until society catches up, how can we recognize and react to emotional decisions in the workplace and make rational, informed choices that aren't clouded by the fog of emotion? Some simple steps. Write rules and stick to the plan. Write a clear, objective set of rules to guide future decisions. Use these rules, written at a time of rational clarity, to govern how you approach changing variables. While the business strategy may change, the way you evaluate, deal with, and follow through your decision-making should stay the same. The revolving door approach. There's a saying that it's difficult to see the forest from the trees. It's the same in business. Being too emotionally invested in core elements of a project can blind you to see the overall big picture. The revolving door approach is a unique technique that relies on using an outside perspective. Pretending you are an incoming CEO, manager, or project lead allows you to see things more clearly. Adopting a third-person perspective helps you tap into an objective mode of judgment, one based on facts and understanding of the consequences. Don't do it alone. You may face pressure, real or imaginary, to be this superwoman, able to seamlessly juggle both professional and personal lives with no help from anyone else. If this is you, congratulations! But the other 98% of us should never be too proud to accept help. Collaborate, network, and ask the key people around you the right questions. Asking for help doesn't make you weak. It shows you have the acumen and business intelligence to source information and expertise from those around you. Cold, hard facts. Hard numbers can put a situation in perspective. Keep track of everything in a spreadsheet so you can clearly look at how each aspect of the business is performing. Check the history books. They say the most dangerous line of thinking in business is, "But we've always done it this way." And this is true for the most part. But if you're struggling to separate a stressful, emotional situation from your business life, it can often help to reevaluate past decisions, both from yourself and others who see what worked and what didn't. Who succeeded and who failed? What factors played a role in success or failure? If emotions were present, how did they affect the outcome of the situation? Take a break. Emotions run high when you're feeling pressured. It's easy to say something you don't mean when tempers are flaring. To ensure emotions don't get in your way, take a break from the situation. If you're with an employee or a client, excuse yourself from the situation for 5 to 10 minutes. If the decision doesn't need to be made right away, give yourself some time to think about it. You'll come back to the situation with a fresh perspective and feel less pressure overall. Emotional intelligence. Being in tune with your emotions is never a bad thing. Letting them control your decisions and actions can be. How can having emotional intelligence benefit women in the workplace? An individual who is in tune with his or her own emotions is much more likely to be able to understand and empathize with the emotions that impact the attitudes and behaviors of others. This is why emotional intelligence is so valuable for managers. It's essential for managers who want to be viewed as leaders to remember that actions speak louder than words. This is something that individuals who possess a high degree of emotional intelligence seem to inherently understand. Supervisors who take the time to get to know and really listen to their employees are utilizing emotional intelligence as a management strategy, whether or not they realize they're doing so. Most employees respond best to managers who treat them as individuals who deserve respect. When you take the time to focus on an employee's needs and make yourself accessible to them, that's exactly what you're doing. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Comment if there are any topics that you'd like us to cover, and subscribe with that notification bell clicked if you want to be told when we upload another cool video just like this. See you next time!